Let's be honest, most people will never get rich. Not because they're not smart or they don't work hard, but because the default settings of life keep you comfortable, distracted, and broke. But if you understand why most people stay stuck, you might be able to switch a few gears and you can change the odds in your favor. Most people trade time for money forever. The job feels safe, but it has a ceiling. For example, if you have a raise, hardly ever raise beats inflation. So comfort feels good, but it kills growth. Comfort is the most expensive drug in America. The high is steady paycheck that keeps you comfortable enough not to chase your freedom. So Americans actually carry the highest record consumer debt. Every raise you get, you buy more expensive car, or a bigger place, or a better vacation. And that's the middle class trap. They trading wealth for appearances. The poor buy stuff to make them look rich. The middle class buys liability they call assets. But guess what? Guess what the wealthy people do? They don't buy none of that stuff. They buy things that pay them every month and every year. So quick math here, guys. Let's say you take home, it's $5,000. You decided to upgrade your car, that's $500. You decided to get a newer phone, that's another $50. You decided to get another additional subscription for TV, Hulu, Netflix, that's a $50 additional dollars. And you wanted to upgrade your rent to better apartment, house, that's another $400. That is $1,000 a month. That is $12,000 a year. That is $60 over 5 years period of time. $60 can be enough to start your first business, buy an inventory, or put a down deposit for your commercial loan, instead of buying things that's nice to have. Schools don't ever teach you how to build wealth. We are taught to save, not to invest. Most people never learn compounding and leverage. We learn triangles, not the credit score or assets. And that's not an accident. And then there is a risk. People fear more losing a little bit of money instead of staying broke. Wealthy people lose, learn, and keep going. The biggest risk isn't starting a business or making an investment. The biggest risk is spending 40 years working for somebody and not having enough to survive. And guess what? Most people will never get rich unless they flip their script. Here's your reset. For 90 days, freeze your lifestyle. Every extra dollar goes to assets. Do it daily. 10 outreach messages, 3 conversations, 1 offer. Bi-weekly, move your saving gap into investments or inventory. And monthly, review margins and kill what doesn't work. 90 days sound short until you see the stacks. Let's shift to gear 1. Build your income engine. You don't save your way to wealth with low ceiling. You raise the ceiling. Stack 2 skills that compound. Sales plus operations. Video plus copy. Numbers plus logistics. Learn how to sell 10 outreaches a day, 3 calls, 1 offer. Track it. And if you can, start a simple, boring, profitable business that solves a visible problem. Here's a 30-day skills stack plan. Every day, spend 20 minutes practicing 1 skill and send 10 cold messages. Every week, ship 1 small project, an offer page, a set of product photos, a tidy outreach script. At the end, you don't just know something, you have leads, a process, and a proof. Let's shift to gear 2. Create yourself a saving gap. Wealth needs an oxygen to breathe. The gap between your income and what you can spend is your saving gap. Use the rule of 30. Tax yourself 30% of your net income and put it in a separate bank account and forget about it. Before you spend on the lifestyle changes and kill it on the silent leaks. Delay any upgrades in your life for another season. And that gap is your freedom fund. Let's shift to gear 3. Turn the gap into the asset. Move your gap funds into assets that pay you, compound, or cash flow. For example, it could be index funds, real estate investment, or even your own small business. Or you can create your own product that you'll resell that will become your business. Historically, index funds pays 12% plus year over year. So that is a long-term investment, but it is a great way to stay safe and make your own money work for you. So let's shift to gear 4. In gear 3, we'll learn how to make your own investment work for you, and for the most part, it's very safe. Gear 4, I would say take a very small percentage of your savings and try to take a small risk, almost like experiment. Invest in certain stocks or try to start a small online business that doesn't cost much. So it could be risky, but it might have very, very good return. If it didn't work out, you learn your lesson, you moved on. Don't ever invest money that you're worried about losing. And repeat that until it sticks. Here's the playbook to beat the odds. Own assets, not stuff. Buy things that pay you, a small business, a rental, index funds, dividend stocks, even digital assets that cash flow. Build multiple income streams. At least one should grow without you showing up. So some long-term investment. Invest in the skills that scales. It's sales, marketing, leadership, and tech. Freeze your lifestyle changes. Delay unnecessary purchases and reinvest the gap. Wealth is built in decades, not weekends. If you want to beat your odds, stop playing the game that everybody else is playing. You gotta own things, create streams, buy items that's becoming your asset, buy time instead of wasting it. Most people never get rich because they never installed the system in their life. You just got one. Income gear, saving gear, asset gear, asymmetric gear. And please tell me in the comments below which gear is your weakest one and try to fix it over the next 7 days. And if you want to hear real numbers and real results, no fluff, hit that like button below, subscribe to Red, White, and Revenue, and we'll see you next time.